All right, this video is meant to go with the lessons, more exponential equations, and it is the calculator tutorial. So I am just doing a video where I hope to demonstrate how different calculators are going to evaluate the logs for you. So what I have there, and feel free to pause the video and take a screenshot of that. As I go through it, you'll understand a little bit better what you're looking at. But suppose you need to evaluate log base 6 of 4. Some calculators will do that, and so I'll go through how you can access that for at least a TI graphing calculator. I don't have every model of a scientific calculator with me. I don't own them, so some of them are going to be different. But a lot of calculators don't. They only do that common log and that natural log. So the first calculator I have there is a basic scientific calculator. So that could be something that looks like this, okay, or this will look familiar. I snagged these from my classroom before we were told we couldn't go back to our classroom. I thought maybe I'll need them, so I'm glad I grabbed them so I can demonstrate with them. So if you were to evaluate log base 6 of 4, the first thing you do is you do that change of base formula. You do the log of 4 divided by the log of 6. So what the issue is how do you enter that into your calculator in a way that the calculator is going to understand it? So if you have a scientific calculator, a basic scientific, you enter the number first and then the operator. Kind of like if you were taking a square root, we would do like the square root of 4, we'd do 4, and then we would hit the square root button. And so the order that you hit the keys is a little bit different. So if you were going to do this, you can follow along. You're going to hit the 4, then the log. That's how you're going to tell the calculator to do the log of 4. Then do the division symbol. Sorry, the lighting is really bad. The division symbol. Then you're going to do 6 and then the log. That's how you're going to tell the calculator to do log of 6. And then this is what a lot of students will forget. You have to hit equal at the end. If you don't hit equal, it's just going to have the log of 6 sitting on there and you'll think you'll have the answer. So the way that would look is like this. We would do 4 and then locate the LOG, then divided by 6 logarithm, and then the equal sign. And so the answer is 0.7737 is what you would get. This is also a pretty basic scientific calculator. It works the same way. Notice the logarithm buttons are in slightly different locations. This one's a little bit further to the right. So we have 4 log divided by 6 log. And then don't leave it there. You have to hit equal or enter. Could be something else that you would see. Okay, so if you have that kind of calculator, that is how you will do this. If you are using your phone as a calculator, it might work like that. I don't know a whole lot about phone calculators because calculator on your phone isn't really built to do this. It can, but that's not what it's designed for. So you have to kind of tinker around with your phone if you are using your phone. Now, next one is more advanced scientific calculators and some graphing calculators. Okay, they are going to work a little bit differently. So these ones, you're going to enter the log and then the number. So if you want log of 4, you would just hit log and then the 4, then the divided by, and then the log of the 6. And then you also need to hit equal or enter when you're done. So my calculator that works like that is my Casio graphing calculator. And when I do it out on the screen, it looks something like this. The log of 4 divided by the log of 6, and then with the Casio you hit that EXE, and there's our 0.7737, same as the scientific gave us. That did not help with the focus. There we go. And a lot of scientifics are like this. Your TI, I forget now, I don't remember the model, but it's a really common scientific calculator. We'll do it this way. Scientific calculators run the gamut of what they can do, and I know some of you have very unique calculators. But that's like a basic, one of the basic ways. So log 4 divided by log 6 And there's the answer. Now, the last one is some scientific and some TIs. I do have a scientific that does this. Some TIs do. If you have an older TI, that probably won't, but the newer TIs will, and some scientifics will. So you really need to just figure out your calculator and what your calculator does. On the TI, I'm going to show you how to find it on the TI. You're going to press the math button, then go to option A, which will say log base. When you do that, it'll be pretty obvious what you do. You just fill in the numbers. So I'm going to use my TI, and I have to turn it on, and we'll clear that out. We hit the math button over here on the left, and then you want to scroll down until you get to A, which should say log base. If you have a TI and you try to do that and it's not on your calculator, it means you don't have that option and you have to use the option I just showed you. Well, you'll do log 4 divided by log 6. All right, when you choose that, then it's pretty self-evident. You'll see the blanks in there and you can just fill them in. So log base 6, use the right arrow key to click over of 4, and then we hit enter, and we get that same number, 0.7737. So those are the three main ways. That's going to cover what most of you have for calculators. Take a second and do these two out, log base 2 of 5 and log base 3 of 10, just to make sure that you are getting the right answer. So pause the video for a moment and grab your calculator and work them out, and then we'll go over them. Okay, so for a large number of you, you do need to do that change of base. So we're going to have the log of 5 divided by the log of 2. For this one, I'll do the TI, but I'll do it the other way in case you have a TI model that doesn't do logs of different bases. So yours would look like this, log of 5. Ooh, I'm glad I did this. Close the parenthesis out. The Casio did not open a parenthesis on that. So, but the TI did. It opened up an automatic parenthesis. Make sure you close that before you hit the division. If you don't, you might end up sandwiching like a log in a log, and like none of us need a log in a log. That's confusing. So divided by log of 2, and then we hit enter, and we get 2.3219. And again, for those that need it, go to log base, and we would have log base 2 of 5, and it should give us the exact same answer, and it does. All right, second problem was log base 3 of 10. Okay, and so this would be log of 10 divided by the log of 3, and I will demonstrate once more on this device just so we'll get the other way of doing it. If you have a more basic scientific calculator, you would start with the 10 and then hit the log, then the divided by, then the 3 and the log, and then don't forget to hit equals. So we have 2.0959 for that. So I hope that little tutorial helps. If you have a different kind of calculator that does something very differently, I may or may not be able to help you without seeing it. So try to pop into a live with a video so I can see it. Take a picture of your calculator so I can see it. Send it to me, and I'll do my best to help you figure out whatever your calculator is. So I hope this helps. If you're still in the middle of the other lesson, pop back over to the other lesson and continue on.